Hi guys, welcome to our creation lab. We're going to be doing another soap today. I wanted to show you our soap we did yesterday, and I know the color and the shades, but anyway, see the mica lines in there, and there's the top. It smells so refreshing. I mean, and each one has different amounts in there in between, and then the whites on tops. This will be in the store about the first week of September, about a week from, or 4 weeks from yesterday or so. I'll put them in sometimes like a couple of days before, but they're usually pretty good to go by 3 weeks. And then I'll wrap them on the 4th week and get them in there. So today we're going to be doing take a caramel apple. We're going to be doing, as long as everything goes according to plan, we're going to be doing 3 layers of, there's 3 kinds of apples. Well, there's a lot of different kinds of apples, but 3 well-known colors, which would be red, yellow, and green. So we're going to be doing a layered with that. And then we will be, when we're cutting them, like this one, I'll just kind of hold this one and show you. So when we cut them in the bars, we're going to put caramel, like butterscotchy, to look like caramel, mountain pour, so it drips down to look like caramel over it. And so our fragrance oil that we're working with today is Crazy Caramel Corn. I just like this scent. It doesn't really have the apple notes in there, but it has the caramel. Well, it smells like caramel corn, but I think it smells really good and it reminds me of fall. And we're going to be doing so many apple soaps that having this one just be with the notes of caramel sounds like a good idea for me. And I will be probably saving a little bit of this fragrance oil to put into the mountain pour too. So as usual, we're going to start with adding our lye water solution that is cooled down to room temperature, and so are our oils in, and then we'll be mixing it up. So I'm just going to pour that straight into here. Okay, and I got these new containers. They're half the size, but the plastic number is perfect because it can handle the lye. Anyway, so we have now that in there, and I'm going to do the noisy part, and I'm going to blend, and I'm going to do it into a very light trace. I'm going to try and do a lot of hand blending on this one today, so we'll see where we go with that. And so we're going to keep that like that. Set this to the side. Okay. So now I'm going to be adding the fragrance oil in, and I'm going to probably put about 3 ounces. I'm going to kind of do it by eyesight, because the whole thing is going to be the same, and there's about 1 ounce left in there, and we'll save that for the mountain pour over the top. And so I'm gonna just do a little hand stir here, get that fragrance oil incorporated. And this fragrance oil contains vanilla, hopefully. If I remember right though, it's not a very high amount, so we should be okay. I probably should have brought my vanilla stabilizer from the shop in here, but we'll see how it goes. So I am gonna split it off into 3 containers. One of them I'm gonna do a little less than the others, and then I'm gonna hand blend in the colorant until I need to do it by the blender. But I'm just trying to keep it as fluidy as possible. We'll start with that. So the yellow is gonna be doing less. I had a soap design and we originally did them equal, but then we decided to change it a little bit and do more green and reds, but we wanted to add the yellow in it because when I think of green and red, I completely think about Christmas. So we wanted to pull that out. Of course, there'll be the brown on it too. I'll do a little bit more in here. And then just pour here. Oh, it smells so good. I'm telling you, if there's one fragrance oil and you like the smell of caramel and that, this would be definitely one to try. I get it from wholesale supplies. You can get it with Crafter's Choice too, but I believe you have to order a large amount from them directly. So, okay. So I've got, we're gonna start with by Nurture Soap Lemon Chiffon. I picked this one because I felt like it's a pale yellow, kind of going for my needs. A little blow. And I just want it to be a little bit yellow. I did like not a full teaspoon, maybe 3/4 of one in there. And I have right here, I think it's Sicilian Green by Nurture Soap. So I'm gonna add about 1/2 teaspoon of this one. At least Kim's measurement wise. And then I'm gonna do just a teeny bit of Green Vibrance. So I couldn't find one to go in between, so we're kind of making our own. I didn't put them into the oils like I usually do and mix them all up. We'll see how this goes. So just a little bit of that. And then I get another spoon. And we're gonna try New Tone red powder. It's not the really red, but to me, that color is kind of what I was looking for. Don't need that much. We're gonna tap it down. See how that goes and go from there on that. To me, it kind of would be a pretty apple color. So I'm gonna start with the yellow and see how it goes. And if I end up needing to do the stick blender, I will. But the more that you use the stick blender, the thicker it gets to be. And because I'm doing layers, I'm gonna try and get it so it lets me, I'm trying to scrape that up, work with it a little bit. We'll see, I'll probably have its own idea and tell me who's boss. We'll see how it goes from there. So this would be like we've been doing, well, I've been doing multiple days worth of everything between ordering supplies, doing some research. We are gonna be doing something called the 13 Days of Halloween event calendar. That is something I'm really excited about. We're gonna be doing multiple different things. We're looking at bath bomb. The day 13 is gonna be the best one. I've got a little, probably should have mixed it in oil and it would have done better, but you know, woulda, shoulda, coulda. But we'll see. I think I got that pretty good. Most part, and then I look and see, but it's still fluidy, so we're happy with that. But anyway, on the 13 Days of Halloween, we have, basically it's kind of like an event calendar. We have, I think I'm gonna definitely have to stick blend all these. But anyway, the event calendar has, each day you get a new little Halloween treat. And they'll be, for the most part, each day we'll have, of course, a bath and body product. And I think this green, I'm gonna need to add some more of that one. Go back to that. But it will also have a little treat. So it's Halloween without candy. So I think the kids would like it. And then we will also have, maybe even some little Halloween just goodies in between. But so each day you get to open it and you'll have a new little treat and everything like that. A lot of people I know, especially my future daughter-in-law, JC, she absolutely loves Halloween. It's her holiday. Christmas she can go away as far as she's concerned, but she likes the Halloween stuff. So I think we'll give her one and just do a few, and there's a lot of people out there that do that. I'm gonna add a little bit more and just to brighten it up. And I think the yellow I'm gonna keep as is. The green needs, I think a little bit more of the lighter. It's kind of turning kind of an army green, but with all colors and stuff like that, you'll find that what they look like in their liquid form completely changes when they cure and they dry. So, and all these, I'll learn from next time what ones work for me and what don't. So, all right, so I'm just gonna go in there and just do this a little bit. Okay, scrape it off a little bit. And we'll go and do the red. The red really needs this. Oh, that helped it so much. Oh, just trying to keep it between being liquidy and that, so we'll see how fast we can do. And of course, always make messes. I thought I'd spend more time, and that's really nice and fluidy. They're still pretty good, so perfect. And they smell good, and so I will show you later, or you can find on our Creation Lab and Etsy store in a month when it comes, but our Facebook, we post the next day the cutting, so people and that can say, hey, I want that, and that, so that we can kind of, some people that live near me will say, hey, I want that, and then we can get it to them without putting it into the store. And like if they live just down the street or they're at my work, why pay shipping, right? So you can see that. And I'm gonna put this yellow in, and I'm gonna turn it sideways. So I'm gonna try and use the spatula to break it a little bit so it doesn't break the surface. Kind of just let it go and it breaks the fall. We're gonna put a little bit of that yellow in there. And such, so. I wanna have a little bit more yellow for the next couple of layers, so I'm gonna then, I can't see too well there. I can see I need to put a little bit more yellow on this side. It's definitely like working with an art piece. And so, trying to get it all to go in the color flow. There's actually so many blends of colors too you can mess with and work with it. Right now, it actually, I wish you can see what I see, but I see a little bit of a sparkle. I'm just gonna do a slight tap. I don't wanna jiggle it too much. And then I'm gonna just take this rag and wipe up the sides. I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect, but just to get a little bit of that up. I mean, if there's a little yellow personally on the side, it's not gonna be too terribly bad. But you know, why not clean it up and make it look a little bit better? And so like if you ever have where you have something on the side too, you can do a little bit of cleanup before you wrap them in that. And so, of course, it's my view. Okay, so next will be the red. Move these aside a little. And it's still fluidy. I'll give it a little quick stir. Definitely is a lot better working with the regular olive oil over the pomace. I am not too big of a fan of that. Let's see, this one here, I did the recipe for 38 ounces, I think it is. And so last night's was my 35. I got a few different recipes, and this one's percentages on the oils is different than last night's. I think this one's got the coconut oil is a little higher than the olive oil in this one, and so was palm. I messed around one day with the soap calculator and made different recipes, checked hardness, checked cleansing and stuff like that. And then now that I got them in my binder, and I'm just making sure, I know you can't see what I'm doing, but I'm making sure I get it all the way around completely. But I messed with the binder and stuff like that too, or the recipes, so that I'm gonna try out a few and kind of see which ones that I personally like and how they go. I mean, they're pretty much the same things: coconut oil, olive oil, and palm oil, sweet almond oil, and castor oil. But the percentages are different. So like you can go and do 20, 30, 40s, etc. And so that's what I just figured I'd do, is mess around with that. Every soaper does, and everybody's got different opinions on stuff. I have a recipe that I still haven't made, but with shea butter and that. We're just gonna get through, because that one, have customers that want that just want a normal kind of everyday bar, but with those kinds of oils. I'm gonna do my tap. But they don't want like the themes and stuff like that. I like the extra stuff, so you're gonna get a lot of that with me. My daughter's got a soap planned, and she's gonna be doing one that is for her dog, because she has, her dog's her baby. Yeah, there's a lot of people out there like that, but for her dog got her through some rough times. And I know you guys have heard me talk a lot about her lupus and that. She was actually in training for her dog to be a disability dog, and she did almost all of it. And when they complete it with the trainer, they do the last little step, which are the test, and her dog knows how to do everything, alerts her and does that. But in regards to the test, he wouldn't pass it, because the dog has a little bit of anxiety himself. I told her, I says, it doesn't make sense. He's, supposed to help you, but that's who he is, and that's the way he's been since a puppy, especially when he sees squirrels. So, I mean, those dogs, they have to be like pretty much perfect, have no problems, don't have where, that their entire focus is you and your needs. And so she has him where he does it. He just doesn't have the certification, but it's, definitely we just refer to him as our emotional support dog. But he knows how to turn off lights, things along the line. Do another little tap just for air bubble purposes. But turns off lights, alerts her. Sometimes she's not feeling good and she just doesn't know if it's just that she didn't sleep or if it's her lupus. And he really lets her know when she's going to be having a flare, which is something very good for her, because, when you don't feel good all the time, you just play it off as, oh, well, it's just my lupus. But when she has a flare, that means that her levels are very much going higher and causing her other kinds of problems. And so she needs to be aware of that, because it can cause additional things. And I mean, it can even get her sick that she needs to be in the hospital and different things like that, as well as lupus could start attacking your organs and things. Every lupus is different. I'm referring to systemic lupus. And we just went through a bout of it attacking her heart to the point where they put her on chemotherapy. Not the chemotherapy where it's with an IV, there's different types, but the chemotherapy is in a drug. And they started her out low, and then they put her on to the maximum of what you can have on there. And this mama was freaking out. But she was just a brave little trooper, and that little dog just is absolutely everything to her and helps her, and we're very thankful for him. So she, of course, like I said, loves her dog. She's gonna make one that kind of resembles him. He's got unique colors and a palette and everything. And his name is Ralphie, and he loves to wear bow ties. So that soap will have his bow tie on it. And I'm very happy that she gets to make it for her. It's something she's been thinking about for a long time. And so for most people, just be like, oh, that's a cute little soap. But for her, it's something really special and that. So she'll be, I think the plan is to do it next week. We got some soap dough waiting so we can make the soap bow tie. He's a pretty prestigious dog with his bow tie, you know. My grandson, Jaden, loves bow ties too. It's kind of funny because that's not generally what kids like, bow ties and dressing up. But since he was little, I guess I bought him that stuff and he ends up loving it. And so anytime, like, we go into the kid-to-kid store here and that, and they got bow ties and he gets so excited he has to have bow ties. Now the kids last year for kindergarten, they dressed in their t-shirts and their jeans. The little boy, now he didn't look funny. It wasn't like a suit, but he had to wear his jeans with a dress shirt, you know, like a short sleeve dress shirt. And he has this one shirt that is black and it has the sleeves rolled out. Now my oldest son, Nicholas, his uncle, he loves black, and that's just like everybody has their one shirt that they wear all the time. And so he had that shirt that he just wore all the time, and so Jaden calls it his Nicholas shirt. It's adorable in my opinion. And so the other day when he was here visiting, Nick was working, as all us adults do, and Nick was doing 2 jobs, so he didn't get to see him other than for my birthday. And he wanted me to take a picture of him wearing his Nicholas shirt. And, oh, I should say his Uncle Nick. That's what he calls it, his Uncle Nick shirt. And so we sent a picture to him, and he thought it was cute too. And it's, you know, little kids, they mimic and follow you. And if there's one thing I can tell you to be smart about as an adult, it is to remember that. I don't know if you guys know what time hop is, but I have a time hop, and so this basically different things like you tie it into your social media accounts, so like Facebook, Twitters, Instagrams, whatever you do. Me, it's pretty much mostly Facebook. But anyway, so it takes photos you posted and little things, and in a year, 2 years, 3 years, but basically whatever on that day you posted, it brings up little tidbits and stuff that you posted. And the other day on my time hop, I used to work in the mines at a mining job, and it was a really hard job. I worked in the refinery and I monitored anybody coming in and out. I worked as security, made sure no gold came out. I helped weigh and secure everything. It was very prestigious, but very tight, you know, like I guess that's the way to just tight knit. And you know, you had to do everything according to all of the ordinances and all of the codes, and there's no breaking anything from it. You had to stare at cameras all day. It was quite boring, and you end up in between shifts, because of where it was, it's like an hour and a half to get out to there. From here where I live, it was probably an hour and 50 minutes, you know. So that's the reason why I don't do it, because a person can't go off of little sleep. Alexa, stop. Sorry, that's my alarm to cook dinner. We'll get to that in a second.
Book reference enabled. Do you want to open it?
Alexa, dismiss. That's my life. Oh my gosh, the good old days when we just did things without all these electronics. But then heck, we wouldn't have YouTube videos and things to share with you. But anyway, I was talking about Jaden. He had seen me every day pack my bag, because you don't have anything near you. You're pretty much out in the middle of the desert with a bunch of sagebrush and that where the mine site is. And so you bring everything. You bring your water, you bring your food, everything that you bring with you, because it's, if you don't have it, they don't provide it. There's no like vending machines and stuff that some works have. It's just whatever you pack in. And I would be packing my bags and that, and he's seen it, and he's one day put on my work boots, because you had to wear, I wore composites, which are like steel-toed boots, but without the metal there, so that it didn't set off any metal detector alarms. But he put on that and he started grabbing things that he like Cracker Jacks and little chips and that, and he started packing his bag of things. And I thought it was the cutest thing, and it just reminded me of, like, he's seen me doing that every day and put on the boots and pack the bag, and he was mimicking me. So, you know, it just, you don't know how much they're watching you, because he was only like 1.5 when he was doing that. And, you know, it's just amazing to me. So, you know, when you're around your kids and your grandkids and stuff like that, lead by example. I mean, not that I'm giving you a lecture on it, I'm just saying that's what it just a thought process that I had with the shirts. But anyway, so this is our soap, and it behaved really well for me. I got all the layers in. So I'll show you kind of a picture. Like I said, I've changed it and I don't have as many layers in it as I originally thought, but you just, when you plan this, you just do it. So I'm gonna, this is our Halloween one. So this is it, and I'm gonna do a caramel drizzle. I saved a little bit of this so that we will clean that up, so that we will mix that into our melt and pour. And when I get these and then I cut them, I'm gonna wait 24 hours after that, and then so they can kind of harden in that a little bit, maybe even more than 24 hours, but then I will do the melt and pour, and I will drizzle it all so it drizzles down and looks like caramel apple. And the scent is amazing. This is one of the ones where I'm gonna keep a bar for myself. Thank you guys for watching and for hearing me ramble on. You'll probably get so much info about what I have going on in my life. Next week we'll be doing a bunch of videos, because we're on 5 to 6 days of just getting stuff kicked out, so it's ready and in the store for you guys for fall and Halloween. And we got some amazing things, so check back in with us. Like and subscribe and hit that notification bell if you want to be alerted when we have new videos. You can find our stuff and products we've made on our Etsy store, which is Our Creation Lab. You can also follow us on Facebook, which is Our Creation Lab. And thank you for watching. You have a good day, guys.